Hey guys, it's Carl. Super fun vid as I've finally created my own skin for my phone. You can see that it is in a nice silver back. Of course, this is the 14 Pro Max, and because I want to join Team Silver, all of my devices are silver, whether it's my iPad, my MacBook, even my Pro Display XDR. They are all silver, and this video is all around a DIY hack on using this little guy here. So this is the Cricut Joy. There's a couple different Cricut devices which we'll get to, but you can essentially create not only just your own skin, but essentially whatever is in your imagination, and your creativity is the limit. And I went with a tech approach just because I have so many devices that I use on the daily, so I like to customize them, make them a bit more unique. So I'll kind of chat about Cricut first. So this is your all-in-one cutting device. They do have multiple devices, but for a starter, this is the Cricut Joy, and I think this is a great entry level into the space if you're looking to craft smaller DIY projects, just like a phone skin, for example. So this little guy cuts material 5.5 inches wide and up to 4 feet long. You can cut, draw, and foil transfer, and you can cut up to 50 materials. And as an example, I've got this, of course, bright orange vinyl here that we can potentially cut something in the future, and you can see how it kind of slots in. So the entire design process kind of starts off in the Cricut design space, and I can actually just bring that up onto my computer now. And you can see here, it's a pretty intuitive space where you can design your own designs, whatever you plan on cutting. And if you aren't too, I guess, tech or design savvy, they actually have a marketplace where there's thousands of ready to go projects where you can just select, pick, and choose to cut from. Some are free, some you can even purchase. But for example, my actual skin that I made for my iPhone 14 Pro Max, I am a bit on the techie side, so I actually drew mine out on Illustrator and I imported the SVG file. And once imported, I can tweak it to my own needs. Like I said, it's pretty simple, and once you start to get the hang of it, you can really start to design different sorts of projects. And now that I have it kind of selected in-app, I'll show a quick little demo of how I print this off on that orange skin like I mentioned. And because everything is linked to the cloud, I can actually have that same project on my Cricut Design app on my iPhone, and clearly I just need to hit next on my project. My material is loaded in and I just need to hit go, and it will just start prepping, and I will just hold on to this to make sure everything kind of goes smoothly. And you can just see there, it is now simply cutting on the vinyl. And we will just snip this extra material. And from there, if you can see, we have a perfectly skinned copy of my iPhone 14 Pro Max. And if I want to say replace, for example, the silver skin, which I put on earlier, I can just swap that out to Team Orange. So super, super cool. This is a great way for DIYers, like I said, or just if you're looking to create something a bit more unique for some, not only devices, but you can apply skins, vinyls to pretty much anything. You're not limited to just, I guess, iPhone skins. You can apply it to different tech. You can have stickers. Like I said, the limitations are kind of stopped at your creativity levels. And if you're looking to upgrade the Cricut Joy, they actually have two different other options which are a bit more robust. We've got the Explore 3 as well as the Maker 3. And you can just see from the size, they're obviously more robust. They can hold larger materials, but they also can cut into different types of materials. The Explore 3 tackles 100 plus materials, but the Maker 3 is of course the flagship model that can go over 300 types of materials and has more pounds-foot of pressure in the actual blade. And what I mean about different materials, more so than the actual vinyl, but you can cut into things like felt, into wood, and you can even swap out the blade on the Maker 3 and even get a rotary blade, which is something to purchase separately. So you can really get into those harder things like woods and into things like debossing and engraving. So tech-wise, this, like I said, is the flagship that we'll focus on. So we'll put this off to the side. And for this to handle for some of the larger projects, you can kind of see the loading tray is way bigger. Like I mentioned, you can actually swap out this blade here, which can be replaced. You've got a little space for things on the side. So essentially this just gives you more versatility and more firepower. And to celebrate the launch of the new Pokemon game, Scarlet and Violet, if any of you are playing, I've kind of drawn up this little Bulbasaur character, as that was my OG, my very first Pokemon. In my opinion, the best Pokemon to still have. So I've got a cool little skin that I'm going to cut out on his own, and of course we can load this up. So hopping into the design space, you can kind of see the two ideas that I have, both my logo, which is very intricate because obviously the lettering is a lot smaller, a lot thinner, and my Bulbasaur. And that is pretty fresh. And with these more intricate designs, you usually need to use something called transfer tape to get them successfully onto the, I guess, product that you want to place it on. So we'll do a bit of overhead to get this onto something unique. And like I said, the Maker 3, this is the one that's the flagship level, that if you just want more intricacy and more versatility with your projects, it can cut way more materials, up to 300. It's got different blades that you can swap out. So if you want to cut into things, you know, like felt, I know that Maker has a ton of options and materials that you can choose from. This is definitely the ultimate cutting machine DIY device. But if you're into smaller spaces, into, you know, simpler things, just like phone skins, perhaps the Joy is the option for you. So if you're interested, I will leave links, of course, down below. This was a really fun DIY project, like I think perfect for the holiday season. Once we have a bit more downtime, you can start to create your own things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vid. I hope you're all cutting your own skins, maybe some in orange as well, and I'll catch the rest of you in one of my next ones. Peace.